In this video, we will show you how to replace your power steering pressure line. On this Chevy Tahoe, this will be located between your power steering pump and your hydro boost unit. Let's get into it. Okay friends, let's get started on our job. The first thing you want to do is remove as much power steering fluid from the power steering system as possible. We'll make our way right down here to the power steering reservoir. Remove that cap and give it a close inspection. You want to make sure that the seal on the cap is still in good condition. You don't want to have a leak in this area. At this point, the next thing you want to do is use some sort of fluid vacuum. Once you've removed as much fluid as possible, make your way up here to the brake booster. Use an 18mm to remove the line. Now let's make our way safely underneath the front of the vehicle. From underneath the front of the vehicle, we want to remove our rearward skid plate. That's the one that's located just below your front differential. To remove this, there's 4 15mm headed bolts. The 2 in the front are a little shorter than the 2 in the rear. Now with the shield out of the way, the next thing you want to do is have a look up inside this area for the power steering pump. On the back side of the pump is where you're going to find the fitting that holds the line to the actual pump itself. For that fitting, you should be using a 16mm wrench. If that seems like it's a little bit too tight, you can also try using a 5/8. At this point, we'll let this continue draining and make our way back up top. There it is, friends. All right, friends, let's get ready for the installation of our brand new power steering pressure line. Before you install the line, it's important to make sure that you install both of the rubber gaskets that came with the kit. You'll find that one goes on each end of the line itself. Once you feel as though you have those in place, we can continue on with the installation. We'll start along the top. That's going to be the one that has the larger size fitting, 18mm. Let's take that line and put it in position, bringing it all the way down towards that power steering pump. Once you feel as though you have it in the proper position, we'll continue on up with that hydro boost. Come right up here. We'll make sure we start this in by hand so we're sure we are not cross-threading it into place. Once it's started in, go ahead and snug it up. Right there, feels as though it wanted to bottom out. We'll just make sure it's nice and tight. Now we can continue on down at that power steering pump. From underneath the vehicle, let's continue on with installing the line on the back side of the power steering pump. We'll get this aligned in the proper positioning. Start it in by hand and snug it up using our 16mm. Okay, right there's bottomed out. Now that we have the line installed, go ahead and clean up your mess. Continue on with filling that power steering system. Make sure you use the proper manufacturer specified fluid. When we were doing that line, of course, we did lose some fluid. As that fluid was coming out, air was going into the system. We need to burp it out of there. To do that, we'll make sure we have both front wheels raised off the ground and turn the wheel from side to side. The next thing we'll do is continue on to starting the vehicle. Now once you have that nice and clean, continue on to putting on your shield. Now we'll just check that fluid level. You want to make sure you're somewhere in between the add line and the full cold line, assuming the vehicle is still cold. Let's make sure that we re-secure that power steering cap. The next thing you want to do is just double check for leaks, close the hood, and take your vehicle for a road test. Aside from that, thanks for watching.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.